We got to watch Jordan twice, so maybe it's different on those other days. But he's thrown a lot of checkdowns when we've been out there. I realize it's June, maybe there's other things on your mind, but would you like to see maybe press the ball downfield just a little bit more frequently?
No, the main goal for me right now is that he just progresses properly, that he plays with his eyes and his feet, and if his eyes and his feet tell him to get him to move in his progression, I want him to move in his progression. So if defense is taking something away, then we need to progress. So I don't want him to think he needs to do something like that of have to progress or have to force something down the field, or am I looking for him to throw the ball down the field to get some kind of evaluation? No, the biggest thing with playing this position is to play with your eyes and your feet, and so I think he's done a good job of that. So whether that means it's progressing into checkdowns or balls aren't as far down the field, that's to me not as important as making sure you're progressing properly.
Yes, Welby.
Hey, Luke, how you doing?
I'm great, man. How about yourself?
Good. Thanks for doing this. Hey, all of our readers and listeners and viewers are going to want to know about Jordan, right? I mean, we understand our part of the equation here. And my struggle is in the two practices we've watched, I'm not a quarterback guru. He looks better than when I saw him in training camp. That was the last time I saw him. How do you go about evaluating what you're watching now? And is there a danger either to, think too, I don't want to say negatively, but not positively, or get too excited about something at the quarterback position at this time of the year?
I don't know if it's a danger one way or the other. I think it's important to stay focused on what your goal is in the off season. And in the off season, your goal is to master your craft, and the thing that he's working on more than anything else through this off season is his footwork and his ability to progress. And so those are the two things that we can be in control of, and making sure that our timing and rhythm is on for every concept that we're throwing at them. And we're throwing everything at these guys that we would in a normal offseason. I know this has been a little bit of an abbreviated one, but we're throwing it all at these guys, and he's done a tremendous job of handling all that stuff. So very positive and very promising, and so we feel really good about his progress. But I don't think there's any reason to really feel one way or the other when your main goal is just to get better every single day at what the main goal is, and that's getting that footwork and his ability to progress through the system.
Rob Domofsky.
Hey, Luke, how you doing?
I'm great, man. How about yourself?
Okay. So last year at this time, you guys talked about how much you and Matt and Nathaniel would talk with Aaron on the phone and Zooms about refining what he likes in the offense and what he doesn't. And you guys obviously put together a pretty good offense. How do you do that now, given that he's a non-participant?
Well, I think that's the benefit of where we're at from where we were is a huge thing right now. I mean, we had 2 full seasons to iron a lot of that stuff out, and so I think the direction that we have right now is way more in line with where we want to go and where we want to be when it comes to that first game in September. So sure, you would love to have him here and have that those conversations again and just to tighten things up again. But where we went last offseason, and I kind of talk a lot this with other people, where the COVID situation actually it may have helped us in the sense of how much time we were able to spend together, via that Zoom and just the 3 of us or just 4 of us and really dive into that. And that's why we were able to, be so dramatic in how much we changed from one year to the next. So I feel like we're more in line with where we want to be. We know where we want to go, and I think we have a pretty good direction of or idea of what we need to change moving forward or what we need to tweak and get ready to go for the season.
If I could follow up, Luke, just when's the last time you talked to Aaron, and has there been any communication throughout the offseason with him from your part?
Well, yes, there's been communication, but I'll leave those personal conversations just between he and I.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Luke, we've not seen Jordan play a single snap, obviously, because preseason got wiped out last year. How close is he to being able to play? I mean, take everything else aside, just in his development, how close is he to being able to go out there in a regular season fall Sunday and take snaps and play at an effective level?
Well, I think you hit it on the head, man. I mean, nobody really knows, right? You don't know until you get to play in a game or play in that situation. And, the unfortunate thing of not having any kind of preseason really hindered that. But as far as where he's at, where he was a year ago today to as we sit here in this room today, he's light years ahead, and his comfortability with the offense is way improved. His ability to feel the rhythm of a concept, to feel the rhythm of a throw is so much better. He's so much more comfortable. Just the way he's barking out the play call in the huddle, and the way his command is at the line of scrimmage, and the cadence and all that stuff. So we're progressing in a positive manner. But there's no way that I could ever really answer that question, with a fair assessment.
Aaron Backer.
Coach, we've heard Aaron talk a number of times about the footwork, kind of rededicating himself to the footwork and marrying it with the routes from the wide receivers and the guys out in the patterns. As far as training a young quarterback like Jordan, is that difficult given that you don't have so many of the wide receivers there, or is that somewhat independent and something you can still drill down on with your young quarterback without really worrying about who's running the routes?
I would say in this environment, it doesn't matter as much because mostly everything you do is, without interruption. So most of the stuff you do is on air, or the lack of a press corner, or all that kind of stuff. So it's not. I don't know. It's still important to get that chemistry, to feel a receiver, the way that they drop or the way that they're going to move. Those nuances are huge for a quarterback. So I don't want to downplay that in any regard. But it's still, he's in the phase of identifying the footwork that matches a concept, that matches a route. So the more comfortable he gets with that, then now the next step would be then to, let me get more comfortable with the way that I throw the ball to a particular person.
We got time for 2 more questions. Wes Hopkins.
Hey, Luke, I hope you're doing well.
Thanks, buddy. You too, man.
I kind of got a different type of question for you. The one that if we were still in the media auditorium, I'd kind of wait until everyone else is done and then ask you. But after the draft, Kylan Hill was really effusive in his praise for you and just kind of the relationship you built at Mississippi State. I just was wondering what you remember most about his year that you spent with him there, and just what type of running back Green Bay's getting now.
Yeah, no, Kylan was a special player, man. He was for us there. He had the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. He had the ability to run the ball between the tackles, and you could be on the plus 20 or the minus 20, and he had the ability to score. So he was a dynamic player for us. Somebody that came to work every day, somebody that worked his butt off when he was on the practice field. So he's a guy who. We built a lot of what we did at Mississippi State around him and around his abilities. So it was really cool to be able to get reunited with him.
Last question, Mark Daniels.
Hey, Luke, I got one more regarding Jordan Love. So, the tangible areas of growth you see then are in how he has processed the information going in and then at line of scrimmage processing the information as the play goes along rather than his accuracy or his exact footwork. It's just that Pentium processor part of learning the position that you think he's really come furthest along in.
I mean, I guess I don't want to say the furthest along, but I've seen a lot of improvement because I've seen a lot of improvement in his ability to, and his get away from center, his footwork and throwing from the gun, our movement action, right? Him throwing the ball on the move. I mean, he's improved a lot physically. I mean, he came in, he looks great, but the mental part of it is the biggest challenge of playing this position. And so, yes, I would say that he has had great improvement in that area. But I think since the day he got here, I think that he's gotten a little bit better at the physical part of the game too. I really, he's working his tail off to, to find that rhythm, to find what it looks like every single time, and he's not satisfied with when he gets it right, and then the next time he doesn't get it right. So that the consistency of that stuff is what we're going to continue to improve on. But his mental side of it has greatly improved, but the physical side has shown a lot of improvement as well.